Hey, hello everyone. I'm Jonathan. I got Bobby here from Snooper's Corner. Bobby.
Bobby here, Snooper's Corner. Check me out on YouTube.
Alrighty. So today we will be talking about a few things. We're going to be talking about updates for NASA, SpaceX, the Crew One Dragon that will be returning shortly. We will also be talking about some spoilers that we learned about. They may possibly very well be true about Sharon Carter in the Marvel Universe. On top of that, we will be talking about Supergirl and DC films and pretty much whatever comes our way. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on with our show because this is Reality Overload. So, the newest updates that I've heard, Bobby, so far is for the Crew One Dragon that will be returning back. That should be taking place on May 1st as of right now. Now, originally it was supposed to return and splash down on April 28th. But due to bad weather, they postponed it and pushed it back to May 1st. And that should be occurring on April 30th. They will be undocking from the ISS at 5:55 p.m. And they should be making their way back to Earth and splashing down by around 11:36 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on May 1st. So that would definitely be exciting. That will be the very first fully crewed dragon to be taken to recover. So that's very exciting. We also had SLS core stage that was finally fully delivered and offloaded this morning. They finally got it offloaded and taken over into the high bay. High bay number 3, I believe it is, where it will be stacked with the rest of the solid rocket boosters as well as the other stages, with it being topped off with the Orion capsule. Now, this will then be launched off and it will be launched to the moon, where we will be testing its durability and how well the systems will work and perform. So that's all very, very interesting there, man. I mean, you
Oh
doing
yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Of course, again, we did hear about NASA awarding SpaceX the contract. So we've talked about this already to go back to the moon. But Ingenuity, though, Ingenuity failed to be able to do its fourth flight today, unfortunately. Um, his he had for some odd reason it was not able to take off. This flight was supposed to be the one that pushed it the hardest. It was supposed to break all of its records and fly for 2 minutes and also rev up to about 8 miles an hour. Unfortunately, though, like I said, it failed to be able to take off, and so they have to try and figure out exactly what happened, diagnose that problem, and then fix it. And then, of course, we have Starship. Starship will be possibly launching tomorrow on April 30th. No updated words so far, but let me go ahead and take a look here because I have one source that's usually pretty good on figuring this thing out. Um,
Yeah, just Warner Brothers is totally trying to bury the Snyder Cut. They're totally trying to sweep it under the rug and make it feel like it wasn't there.
oh yeah.
Yeah, because everybody got happy because they saw Justice League in 4K coming out, and it was like, oh, they released it on 4K, and you go and watch it, and it's the other one. It's not the
Yeah.
Snyder one, and it's really
Okay.
horrible because they're pushing that, and they're not pushing the Snyder cut.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really do prefer the Snyder cut overall. Okay. So it does say that it's still pending SpaceX confirmation if they will try and launch tomorrow. But there is an estimated window, 2 windows in which my source gives, which is at Everyday Astronaut. Um, but yeah, so as soon as we find out, I mean, as soon as it happens, I'm going to be watching it live. And I'll be recording my reaction. I think you and me should be, on here at the same time watching it and getting both of our reactions. I think that might be pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a pretty cool thing to do. Let's see here. We had a Falcon 9 that launched 6 more satellites yesterday night, that was really cool to see. So that's 60 more Starlink satellites that are up there in the low Earth orbit. So and they're actually put there. So they're put at about the 500 kilometer range, and normal satellites are put at a 3,500 kilometers. And when they're put there, they just orbit, and the ones that are up there that we're not even using anymore, it's going to take a couple hundred years before they'll come back down to the surface. So the way that SpaceX designed their Starlink service was so that way their satellites, when they reach the end of their operational life, they would then deorbit and come down into the Earth's atmosphere, and then they're made to fully break up and completely become inert by the time they reach the surface. So everything completely gets broken up and melted, and it's not made to survive. It's made to completely get destroyed and rip up. And so then that way there's not all this space junk. So they're thinking ahead because they want, regular space travel. Their motto is reliable and reusable common space travel for the moon and for Mars and for beyond. So, it's pretty interesting on what's going there. Hopefully we'll have a launch on April 30th. No new updates yet on BN2. That should, though, hopefully be on the pad by the end of May. The way that they're building and doing things, I mean, Elon said that he wanted it on the pad by the end of April, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen now. But I could be wrong. I mean, he's pretty good at what he's doing. So, congrats to them. And to the whole team at Boca Chica, Texas, and SpaceX and NASA, and everyone that's working in the space right now. Big props there. So I think that's it for my space updates right now. Oh, wait, actually, China just launched their very first pieces into space to build their own space station. They're hoping to have it fully built by 2022.
That's kind of scary.
Maybe, yeah, a little, but
I'm not gonna lie, that's a little scary.
we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, hopefully, it's kept peaceful and so forth. I mean, it's space exploration. It's supposed to be, available for everyone, and so as long as it's not being used for, mysterious things, then I'm okay with it.
World conquest.
Yeah, that would be scary, huh?
It's a Klingon invasion.
Yeah, it is. So we have I heard this like really interesting little tidbit on Sharon Carter. So we have talked about this, and you mentioned how Sharon Carter was probably the power broker before it was even leaked out, and before it aired. And like I was talking to you before, I was thinking the same thing, but the timelines just didn't seem to work. One, and it just didn't really seem like her style. But this recent little spoiler leak that I found out was that, and this may not be true either, but it's that Sharon Carter is actually a scroll.
Huh?
So the power broker is actually a scroll.
Could be. That could be it.
So
That could
which
really
would
be
solve
it.
those concerns. And I completely forgot about the scrolls, but this would lead in to the secret invasion. And so that's what this article on Reddit talked about. So very interesting. I can see it going that way. And if I remembered the scrolls, then I might have put those together, but I didn't. So but yeah, I mean, if she's a scroll, when do you think the change took place, Bobby?
Had to be when she was overseas.
You think it was then?
Yeah, it has to be when she was overseas. She probably got caught up in something, and they caught her, knocked her out,
Mm-hmm.
beamed her aboard their ship, and then made a copy of her.
So then where's the real Sharon Carter?
Probably on the scroll ship or dead.
You think?
Uh-huh.
Or could she be with Fury?
She could. That's a possibility.
But then, I mean, then Fury would know then that wasn't actually Sharon Carter down there. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's
Fury probably knows more than anybody else at this moment.
that's true, and he doesn't like to talk about a lot of what he knows. He likes to keep a lot of his cards to.
Because the last time he put his guard down, we had Civil War.
Yeah, that's true. And that that might be happening again with the scrolls. I mean, that's a possibility for the reason why a scroll would take Sharon Carter and become the power broker and try and take down the government. It might be because there's a civil war between the scrolls and the secret invasion. And it's probably the secret invasion. It's probably that set of scrolls that are trying to take over, but the ones that are helping Fury are trying to stop them because they don't approve of what that rogue outfit is doing, so to speak. I'm thinking that's what it is.
If they go off the comic books, if they go off a little bit off the comics, then that's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to lead up to, if they go off the comics, it's going to play out just like that. It's going to come down to, we'll probably find out more about her in probably the next series, Falcon. If they make a season 2, we'll know more because they left it open for a season 2.
Yeah, but I think though the fact that they confirmed Captain America 4, I think that might point to the fact that they might not have a season 2, or at least a season 2 underneath the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If anything, it would be Captain America and the Winter Soldier, I think. And so then they would start a whole nother series from there. But that may not occur though until after Captain America 4. That's what I'm kind of thinking, because we've got no confirmation of any second season or anything like that for the Falcon and Winter Soldier yet.
We probably won't get Captain America 4 until like going into what, 5? Going into because we're in 4 now. We're in tier 4. We're in the Marvel universe. We're at the
phase 4.
Phase 4. So won't get Captain America until like maybe the middle of phase 5.
Yeah, I could see that.
Probably the same time we'll end up getting Blade. That's what I'm thinking.
Blade would be nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we all know they're working on it, but it's not gonna come out until
yeah. So I mean, I thought that was quite interesting on what I heard there. Did you watch the new episode of Supergirl?
No, not yet, not yet, not yet. Like I said, I had phone issues yesterday,
Okay, well, uh, just
but
briefly, real
I will
quick.
be caught. I will be caught up on it by the time we do our show on Sunday.
Okay. So just quick, rough overview, small spoilers maybe here and there, but basically they go back in time. We
Uh-huh.
never do see Supergirl, or at least the grown up version. We don't see her again in this episode.
Yeah.
It mainly takes place all back in time, but it is actually funny how Brainy and Dreamer um, run into Alex, Kara, and Kara's boyfriend at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so and their interactions and it was actually a pretty good and it was a good episode. I was happy with it. Um, but it is odd of them going back in time because you normally don't see them doing it. Same with the Flash, like he has done it sometimes, but typically you don't. And so far we've seen the Flash going back in time. Well, and not even the Flash. It was Cisco and
Mm-hmm.
Chester. So um, so we see them going back in time, and now Supergirl, her friends have to go back in time to try and save her. So I think all this is leaning up to a Legends of Tomorrow. I want to say they might do a crossover type thing, but I
No,
know though that the Legends of Tomorrow people, they do not like doing those.
no, they don't want to do
Cro-
it.
cro-
That's
yeah,
it.
they- yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to do it.
So for whatever reason, they're iffy on doing that. Some of them I think will still do it, but yeah, no, most of them they just want to stick to their show and that's it. Which is funny because most of them came from other shows within the DC universe and got put on to this team. So they
Yeah.
got pulled from the Flash, they got pulled from the Arrow. Um, so it was Constantine. So
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, definitely a good episode. Let's see here. Um, I think we also have uh, a new movie that's coming out here soon, isn't it?
I don't know.
The first, let's see here. The first one, oh no, that wouldn't be until June, but we do have May 4th, the first episodes
Mm-hmm.
of The Bad Batch, and
Mm-hmm.
then May 7th we get the second episode.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then from there on, it will be on Fridays.
Like,
Uh, yeah, like normal. Yeah. The only reason why they're doing it is because it's May 4th. May the Fourth be with you. May the Fourth be with you.
uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
it makes sense. I like the idea. Because hey, I get to see one episode a little sooner, and then I get a second one that same week. So why not?
Uh-huh.
So it's definitely a plus. Um, let's see here. There is actually one more thing. They flew the Rock ROC for a second flight. The first flight was almost like 2 years ago. So this is its second flight. This is the largest plane from wingtip to wingtip. It is 385 feet. That's larger than a football field, folks. This last test, it flew for over 3 hours before returning. It has 6 engines, 2 cockpits. Okay, 2 separate cockpits here. But they will be using firing Prometheus rockets from it. And then they are also coming up with their own design for their own aerospace rockets to be used from this plane, which will help reduce the cost, hopefully, by the fuel, and they can take larger payloads in that way, because then they don't need to bring as much fuel because they're already cutting out, a large part of the gravity, because as you ascend, the gravity gets weaker, and also the atmosphere. So you're not fighting the atmosphere, and you're not fighting as much gravity as you get higher. So it weakens as you get higher. But I think that's all the updates though on my end. But I will be having some new videos out soon, some shorter videos. I do have 2 others. I will link them to this video of my 2 newest ones, which is I'm reviewing the first 3 books of the Star Wars The High Republic series novel, and then also the 4 volumes of the Star Wars High Republic comic books for Marvel. So those videos will be linked here at the end. And Bobby, do you have anything else that you want to say?
Oh, no, just, yeah, that sounds good. We'll be back on stereo this Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Bobby. So I think that's it. If you like this video, please hit like and go ahead and subscribe for us too. And make sure you hit the bell notifications to be notified when we update our posts. Bobby, do you have any last words you'd like to say?
Nope, just Snooper's Corner. Check it out. Give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe bell. Hit the notification bell. Yeah.
All right. And you can follow us on stereo every Sunday at 2:30 Pacific Daylight Time, where we break down the entire week in space, TV, movies, and comics. So please join us there. We would love to hear your comments, your questions while we're live. So please join us there. Again, please hit the like button, hit bell notification, and subscribe. And I will have the my latest 2 videos right at the end of this video here, tagged up on top. So thank you all of my overloaders out there for checking in. I greatly appreciate it. And we will see you all next time in reality. Thank you and have a great day.